Come on, you can do it. It feels like nothing. I think I used a little too much. Don't judge me. Hi guys, welcome to Emmarie Lane, where my goal is to find you the best beauty products for the best prices. And today, super excited, we're gonna be trying out the new NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. And it's supposed to be for the face and body, but it's supposed to cover all skin types, which really doesn't happen like a ton with concealers. Like from the super dry to the super oily. As you can see, my skin is kind of sad, especially this little bump right here. And the zit is literally, it's like a rock is underneath my skin. I don't know why it's so hard because it doesn't look that bad. It's definitely dry here, definitely dry here. The weather is changing, which means my skin has to like throw a fit. I am going to be doing primer on one side of my face and leaving the other side alone to see how things kind of react with and without. I'm going to be doing the primer on the left side of my face and then leaving the right side alone. So underneath my eyes on one side, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Primer because my under eyes get really dry. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. It's the best. Oh, I just did a video comparing this primer to the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. If you want to check it out, I'll link it here under the concealer. It says apply 2 pumps to problem areas on your face. So I guess that means do 1 pump for the eyes. I have it in the shade Fair, side note. Come on, come out. I like don't want it to go everywhere, but you gotta prime the pump, I guess. Come on, you can do it. I can hear, oh, there it is. Woo! So according to Ulta's website, it says, say hello to 24-hour hydration with the NYX Bear With Me Concealer. Dark circles erased. Acne covered. Wow, that's impressive. Redness and irritation, girl, goodbye. I love NYX. It is a medium coverage concealer and a skin serum for face and body. Say goodbye to stressed skin and hello to covered and hydrated. I mean, look at that. You see the difference? Available in 13 hydrating shades in a natural finish. Love natural finish, it's my favorite. Made for your under eyes, your face, your body, covering dark circles, redness, acne, and dry patches. If that worked, that's a miracle, man. Because my acne always gets super dry and patchy. Infused with skin-loving ingredients, including turmala mushroom, I think is how you say that. Might be saying that wrong. For up to 24-hour hydration, has a lightweight feel, and a pump. That I don't see many concealers with a pump. And you know, 100% vegan, cruelty-free, all the things that NYX does. And it is $11. Not the worst price for like a serum skin stuff. That is at Ulta. So once it kind of goes out to other stores a little bit more, you might be able to get it for a little cheaper price, so keep an eye out for that. Wow, that's impressive. You definitely don't need a full pump unless the first pump just gave me a lot more than a normal pump would. For your eyes, you'll have a little bit left over. It feels like nothing on the skin. It's the most lightweight concealer I've ever tried in my whole life. It feels super hydrating. Like you can just feel it on your fingers. You're like, oh, this is good. And I love the finish. And I kind of look weird right now. Let's test it out on the acne. I mean, like the coverage is great so far. Let's try it on this guy first. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Okay, I think layering is the key to this concealer when it comes to acne. I put it on, blended it out, and then added like a layer and a half more to get like the redness completely gone. And it's handling this little very dry zit very well. And remember, this is on the side without the primer. I'm gonna get just a little bit more. I don't think I need 2 pumps. I think 1 will cover the rest of my face. Let's try this guy, which looks like nothing, but man, it's something. It does not feel great to pat at it right now, but sacrifice. I think I used a little too much. Let's try to like transfer it. Okay, don't mind the fact they look ridiculous. I'll probably take a beauty blender to it a little bit and try to clean things up. But this zit has been impossible to cover because I picked at it. Don't judge me. But it covered it up very nicely. It's been so dry. Like it just keeps forming dry patches on top of it. It's covering up very nicely. Okay, where's my sponge? Here we go. I have so much left over. You do not need 2 pumps. Do not follow the directions. Now that things are blended out, I'm going to take the tiniest bit more, like the tiniest bit, and kind of go over the red areas just with my finger so no product gets soaked up. But then there's not like this really awkward line like that's happening still right here, but I'll fix that with blush. It's fine. Oh, I grabbed a little too much right there. Freak. I think the side with the primer, I didn't have to go over it like a couple times to get the coverage I wanted because that primer kind of gets rid of redness just a little bit. Like things were still able to be covered up. I just had to go over it a little bit. bit more with my fingers, especially so product didn't get soaked up. It feels incredible, but it also at the same time, my face actually does feel a little bit more hydrated. I am not going to use foundation today. I'm just gonna let this shine on its own, not using powder. I'm going to put on blush and bronzer and stuff so I don't look like a pale ghost. So I'm gonna go put on the rest of my makeup and maybe put on some mascara so I don't look like a weirdo. Man, this eyeshadow needs mascara to kind of tone it down just a little bit. But I will be right back. So it is currently 11:58. Okay, now that there's blush, highlighter, all that stuff on to kind of balance things out, I think my skin looks incredible. Obviously, it's a little bit of a more natural look because some of the redness on my cheeks is showing through, maybe where I wouldn't have blush. If you use this with a foundation as well, I think your skin would look absolutely gorgeous. The L'Oreal Tinted Hyaluronic Acid would be absolutely amazing with this concealer. Like, I cannot wait to try the two together, you know, as long as the concealer works out. Love how it feels, love how it looks, all that. I'm going to be testing that with this concealer for at least 12 hours. I'll do a check-in halfway throughout the day outside in natural lighting to see how things look and see if anything's like creasing or cakey or anything like that. You know, the natural lighting gives away everything. I will see you in just a second. Okay, so I'm actually standing in front of a window because there's a bunch of people outside and they can see everything I do from the backyard. Things are like great, but not wonderful. The concealer underneath my eyes looks great. It looks like I powdered it. It looks amazing. I can't really tell a difference between the primer and the not primer. The acne, on the other hand, is kind of struggling a little bit in some places. I have chocolate in my mouth. Whoops. Halloween candy. Not everywhere though. It's just these two on my chin. It might be because I'm extra oily right there. I'm also getting like a little bit shiny on my nose, but like the acne isn't poking through enough that I'm super concerned about it. If it stays this way, I'm okay with what's happening. If it gets worse, so stay tuned in the video, see what happens. So it's past 2 a.m. I ditched the headband. My hair looks special. Consider how long it's been. Concealer doesn't look that bad. So at about 11 o'clock, the concealer started creasing under both eyes at about the same rate. Pretty bad. But it was like all of a sudden, night to day, it's like no creasing and then all the creasing in the world. So definitely need a little bit of powder underneath. If you have dry under eyes like I do, highly recommend the L'Oreal Hydration Loose Powder. That stuff's great. Chin has kind of gotten a little bit worse, but not like so awful that I'm like, ugh, this is the worst thing ever. And it was about midnight that it started to seriously declining. This situation right here is like weird dry patch sauce like rock underneath my skin. Didn't start getting bad like at all until about an hour ago. So it did great. So my thoughts are, if you have oily skin, you need to prep your skin before and then set it after with the setting powder, and probably setting spray too would be great. If you have dry skin, just make sure to use a hydrating primer and you should be great. And it's like, even if you don't, it'll still last a long time. This stuff's amazing. Considering everything that happened, it held up very, very well. And price isn't bad. I think it's great. If you want to see a battle of the best waterproof eyebrow pencils, you can click right here. I will link everything I talk about in the description box below. Some of those links are affiliate links, so I do get a small percentage of the profits if you use my link to buy the product, but it does not affect you in any way. I love you guys so much, and don't ever forget that you are enough. Bye! Mwah!